Saw that with Tucker. Tucker ventured outside of that, and he had a podcast voice on network television. So you had a guy that was saying what he believed about the intelligence agencies, about the FBI's interference into the protests of the Capitol, about Pfizer and Moderna and what they've done with the drugs, about the lab leak, about Anthony Fauci, about all these different things. Like, he essentially was treating network television like a podcast, and with great success. The #1 guy on TV.
That's right.
And they kicked him off.
Yep. That's right.
They kicked him off at the top of the heap, which is just madness.
So I got a question for you. So in regards to Tucker, we're not, professional psychoanalyzers, but we're just speculating and having a conversation. When you think about Tucker, what do you think his play is? Meaning, does Tucker come across as a guy to you that wants to be the next Rupert Murdoch billionaire? Do you say, I think this guy wants to be a billionaire? That's one. Two, do you get the vibe from Tucker? It's like, look, I just want to do a podcast, be left alone. I don't want to work for anybody. I want to do my own thing, and that's it. Or three, do you get the vibes from Tucker that Tucker wants to be a Netanyahu, a Churchill, a guy that is, a journalist that's been debating everybody, has been reading every issue for the last 20, 30 years. He went through the phase of Jon Stewart sitting there on Crossfire when he had a bow tie on trying to bully him, and then he comes out and crushes everybody, Tucker does. What do you think is his play? You think it's billions? You think it's just being left alone and let me live my life? Or you think it's actually maybe he wants to make a run for 2028?
Well, what he's doing is very profitable, right? Like, what he's doing, he makes a tremendous amount of money talking about things from his perspective. I think he's going to continue to do that. Whether or not he decides to become a politician, I don't know if he has any aspirations about that. Do you?
Do you ever know when somebody does?
Yeah, when someone's involved in politics in that extent where you're talking about it constantly and you know the insides and the outsides, you know all the bullshit and all the shenanigans. Yeah, I guess you would probably have at least an idea of how you would do it differently and better. And he's also got a very popular voice. Like, if he decided to run for president, like, say if Trump, let's just make a scenario, Trump wins in 2024. He has 4 years. If Tucker went to run in 2028, he could win. He really could win, because it would be kind of carrying those policies, but also he's a sort of a no-nonsense guy who exposes bullshit in a pretty humorous way, in a very insightful and biting way. And that's what he was really good at on his television show. And he red-pilled a lot of left-wing people. There's a lot of left-wing people during the pandemic that's like, Tucker Carlson's a propagandist and he's a piece of shit and is a right-wing asshole. And then as time went on, they were like, he's saying a lot of shit that's right. Like, why are they locking these tests? Why are they making kids wear masks? Like, is there any science to it? There's actually science that just came out recently that said